Everybody who's ever known Tank has loved him. Everybody who's met him, he's been loved. He's never done anything. Everybody who sees him, they're always like, he's so playful. He's lovely. He's an awesome dog. And you guys yourself, you've seen him. I posted him in my videos, and you've seen how hyperactive, how energetic he is. He's essentially one of my best friends.
We have a lot to talk about today. Today, we are going to be discussing a very unfortunate situation, and this involves a famous YouTuber named Deji, which I'm sure many of you know who he is. I only know him from two situations: this topic that we're discussing today, and the fight that he had with Jake Paul last year.
Yo, cheap ass Germany! My man looking like Ellen DeGeneres! You're not really know about this!
Deji has a German Shepherd dog named Tank, and I really love animals, especially dogs, especially German Shepherd dogs. I love you, good boy! Tank has been out of his possession for over a year and a half at this point because of an incident that occurred last year, a little more than a year ago, to be fair. Over a year ago, a situation occurred where Deji wasn't home, but his parents were, and a person was coming to pick up a parcel from their house. Unknown to this person, their dog Tank was roaming the yard and happened to see her going for the package. Now, Deji has explained in one of his recent videos that Tank is a very friendly dog. Tank is somebody that you can introduce people to, and he will be very inviting and friendly and social.
Everybody who's ever known Tank has loved him. Everybody who's met him, he's been loved. He's never done anything. Everybody who sees him, they're always like, he's so playful. He's lovely. He's an awesome dog, and you guys yourself, you've seen him. I posted him in my videos, and you've seen how hyperactive, how energetic he is. He's essentially one of my best friends.
But this particular situation was a little bit different, you see, because nobody was introducing this stranger to Tank. Tank assumed that this stranger was a trespasser, somebody that was a threat to the family, because German Shepherds especially are naturally protective dogs. Unfortunately, what happened was this dog saw the person picking up the parcel as a threat, as a trespasser or an intruder, if you will, and lunged at her, and unfortunately, an attack happened. I also want to point out that German Shepherd dogs are part of the Shepherd breed, meaning that one thing that they are very keen to is herding. Sometimes their intention isn't necessarily to attack, but intimidate. In fact, many German Shepherd dogs, unless otherwise trained to do so, will not even attack on sight, but just be intimidating as a warning. There's a difference between feeling threatened and feeling immediate danger, and a lot of times German Shepherds won't attack unless they feel immediate danger. Just like this woman probably felt, the dog probably felt like he was about to be attacked. As you see, he did not bite her until after she had swung her package at him. There's no real way to tell whether or not he would have bitten her if she hadn't done that, but by doing so, it definitely seemed to cause a higher retaliation from the dog, which can be seen a lot with German Shepherds. Here's a clip from a dog trainer named Richard Hines. I've been watching his videos since before I got Chester, and a lot of what he has to say seems to be very true in circumstances like this.
99% of the time, if the dog has not been trained in protection, it's a bluff. But we hear this all the time. Oh, my dog will protect me. I'm pretty sure he would. Trust me on this. And we prove this all the time. And if I go attack the owner and there's a snip and I go towards that dog, they're gonna back off. They're not gonna fight. So if walk in a house and rob the house, they'll rah, and people go, no, he's gonna hurt you. They might snip at you and grab you a little bit and keep at you as you move. Are they gonna maul you? Generally not. Now look, there's a 1% of dogs that they're that tough genetically, but you'll get a very small percentage that would actually lose their minds when they go into aggression and put it on you and maul you. Here, when you see me go up to the fence and I go in the yard, I'm telling the owner, because there's 2 shepherds, that I only want one at a time because I want the truth to come out about those dogs themselves, what confidence they have, and what are they gonna do to me alone. Let's see what happens.
Now in this clip, you see Richard testing out his theory that if you go into a dog's yard, it won't necessarily maul you if it thinks you are an intruder. In fact, in this clip, you see that the dogs don't even bite him at all. They lunge at him in the same exact way that Tank had lunged at the woman picking up the parcel. However, they don't even bite Richard, and mostly that is because Richard is a trained professional with protective gear on, therefore he doesn't need to use his hands in order to defend himself. He already had the expectation of what was going to happen, so he was a bit more relaxed. And by doing so, the dogs did not have to take that extra step of protection and snip at him or bite him. I do want to make it clear that even in the situation with Tank, it does not appear that he had mauled this lady. Even though the bites look very painful, those were definitely warning bites. I can understand completely the fear that this person may have had when this over 100-pound dog was just sprinting straight forward towards her. She was probably horrified, and you could tell that she was frozen in fear. She didn't know what to do, and the only thing she could think of to do was swing her package to defend herself against the dog. I don't think that she was doing this maliciously. I don't think that the dog was doing this maliciously. While I believe that both individuals directly involved are innocent, there are unfortunately some very severe consequences that may happen in the near future to Tank. As this article says, he is deemed to be destroyed. And I hate that wording, by the way. I want to make it clear that I love animals very, very much. I actually worked at a vet's office for about a month, and I couldn't stay there any longer than I did. The main reason being that there were multiple cases where people would bring their animals in for euthanasias over dog bites. And it's really, really sad. In a lot of those situations, it's not a dog being intentionally aggressive, being out of control, as this article is stated. Usually a lot more involved than that. But the law doesn't care. The law sees it as this dog is aggressive, it's a harm to society, it needs to be destroyed. Can't even say the word euthanized, it has to be destroyed. And that is what this unfortunate fate seems to be with Tank. Now, Deji did make a video recently saying that he's trying to appeal this and trying to fight once more to save his dog, and that the reason why he pleaded guilty in the first place was because he just wanted his dog back. I believe that the woman who was attacked has absolutely every right to pursue legal action, and did pursue legal action, obviously, but at the same time, I definitely don't believe that Tank should be losing his life. It appears very, very much so that he was just defending his home. As somebody who owns a German Shepherd and somebody who has a lot of experience with dogs, dogs are pack animals. They're descendant from wolves. And now, depending on what breed you have, some may be more protective than others, but that is exactly how many, many dogs are. They have this instinct to protect their pack, to be loyal, to make sure that whatever happens to their family, they're doing everything they can to make sure that they are safe. And that is exactly what Tank did. It's not that he was trying to be dominantly aggressive or that he was an out of control rabid beast. He saw this person as an intruder. As Deji said, he had introduced this dog to his friends and he is very friendly, but this is a completely different circumstance because this wasn't somebody that was introduced to Tank. This is somebody that just appeared in his yard with no warning. It completely caught the dog off guard. The way that this dog was, if this dog really was out of control, rabid and everything, and I know what happened looks very bad, and it is very bad. He really hurt this lady. But I promise you, if this dog was absolutely out of control, if this dog was just rabid and just like wanted to kill this person, I promise you he could have. But he didn't. This dog was not trying to be malicious. This dog was trying to say, you better back up. You're invading my property. I don't know who you are, but you gotta get. And just like people, dogs have boundaries. And I'm not trying to make this situation sound bad. I'm not trying to make this dog sound like he's like an uncontrolled beast and too dangerous to own. What I'm saying is the exact opposite, that this dog did have control. This dog did have restraint, and he wasn't trying to maliciously attack. He was trying to get this lady to get off of his property. He was trying to get this lady to understand his boundaries by saying, this is my home, you're intruding, get out. And that's what he did. Society allows people to hurt animals, and so I'm not saying this lady by any means. I do think that this was entirely in self-defense. But look at Brooke House, for example. She could beat the crap out of her dog and not even get any type of repercussions whatsoever. But if a dog bites a human being, they get sentenced to death. There's people who murder other people and don't even get sentenced to death. The way that society treats animals in some circumstances is very unfair, in my opinion. And in this particular situation, it's very unfair that this is happening to this dog. It's very unfair that this happened to this lady. And I'm not trying to say this to scare anybody, but this is a situation that could happen to anyone. Anyone could say, I know my dog so well, I know that he wouldn't do this, but in a certain circumstance, if their boundaries are pressured and there's nobody around at any given point, a circumstance like this could happen. It's really sad, it's really unfortunate, and it's something that not only myself, but I'm sure many other dog owners out there have as one of their greatest fears. Alright, so this is the end of the video, but before I go, I want to give a wonderful shout out to all of the lovely people who have decided to support me over on Patreon. That includes Raptor Industries, Jono, Nick, Kelsey, Morbid Sensibility, Creepy Vintage Things, Alfredo, Miranda, Forco, Kurt, SDC Core, RK, and Lois. Thank you guys so very, very much for supporting me and believing in me when I don't even believe in myself. So thank you so very much for watching, supporting, and enjoying all of my content. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and let's hope that this dog has his life saved.